Hi guys, I'm Adrian Agreste and welcome back to my channel. Today we're analyzing all episode titles for Season 6, each with its own mysteries and revelations. Let's get started.
In the daytime, I'm Gabriel, just a normal man with a normal life. But I have a secret I must keep at any cost, or all hope will be lost. Miraculous, fear is a cage. Hear the message, answer the call. Miraculous, yes you can change. The power of love will free us all. Miraculous.
Episode 1 is Clima Queen. Clima is the French name for stormy weather, so Clima Queen translates to Queen of Stormy Weather. We'll likely see an upgraded version of stormy weather in this episode. Stormy Weather 2.0 was very powerful, so I'm excited to see how Lila can improve her powers even more. It also symbolizes a new beginning, as the very first episode of Miraculous, episode 1 of Season 1, was stormy weather, so it will be a nice start for a new arc. Episode 2 is the Illustrator, which is probably an updated version of Illustrator. This episode will focus on Nathaniel and his re-akumatization. However, it's a bit concerning, as he's now the permanent holder of the goat Miraculous. This raises the risk of Lila getting her hands on it. On the bright side, we might finally get to see the transformation of Capricid, as it wasn't shown before. I've been wanting to see his transformation in the old animation, but at this point, the new animation will do. Episode 3 is Sublimation, which is the power of the rooster Miraculous. This episode will revolve around Mark and the rooster Miraculous. Like Nathaniel, Mark was also akumatized once as the Reverser, and we didn't get to see the transformation of Rooster Bold. In this episode, we'll get to see the true power of the rooster Miraculous, and it's one of the most powerful.
Sublimation. The power of pretension allows me to choose a super ability. I choose access to any other existing universe. Sublimation. Power of invisibility. Sublimation. I choose the power to fly.
It's also the most likely episode that we see in the official trailer for Season 6, as other episodes are quite obvious about the akumatized villain. Watch this video for more on the trailer. Episode 4 is Daddy Cop. As I said before, it's quite obvious that it will feature the return of Roger Cop, so Sabrina as Miss Hound will be the main focus of this episode. It's great how the first few episodes focus on the heroes we didn't get to see in a special episode. These heroes usually come in the same episode and didn't have a special episode based on them like all the others. It's a real good start for the new season. Episode 5 is We're Papas. It's obvious that We're Dad will return in this episode. Since it's We're Papas instead of We're Papa, that means there will be more than one akumatized villain in the episode. My theory is that Roland, Marinette's grandfather, will be akumatized with Tom. It will be a dual combo, probably akumatized due to Marinette, as they did in the episode Dear's Family. Episode 6 is Sleeping Siren. In this episode, Ondine will be re-akumatized into Siren. So this episode will focus on Kim and King Monkey. In the episode Siren, Ladybug and Cat Noir unlock their aqua powers, so it's also possible that King Monkey and some other heroes also unlock their aqua powers in this episode. Episode 7 is El Toro de Piedra, which translates to Stone Bull. This is obviously referring to Ivan, as he has the Bull Miraculous and his akumatized name was Stone Heart. There are two possibilities. First, Ivan will be akumatized in this episode by Lila, as he has the Bull Miraculous, which raises the risk of Lila getting her hands on it. Second, this episode will focus on Ladybug and Cat Noir beating the villain with Menataurox and the usefulness of the Bull Miraculous.
Resistance! That's incredible! Menataurox is now impervious to all other power!
Episode 8 is Vamp Ami. The first thing that came to my mind was Kagami getting akumatized into a vampire. This episode can also focus on Kagami's father, and how he used the Peacock Miraculous to create Kagami, and what the true goal of Tsurugi is, which was not truly explained in the previous season. It can also focus on Kagami and Felix's relationship. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Episode 9 is Mr. Agreste. There's a high chance that we will get to see my father's past, how he founded the Miraculous, and how Amelie used the Peacock Miraculous to create me. It's also possible that Noru will give Lila a Quagatama in this episode. Lila can learn the secrets of the Miraculous from Monarch, how to create a Mega Akuma, and more. If that happens, it will be very bad for Ladybug. as he found out Ladybug's secret identity in the last moments of being the holder of the butterfly Miraculous. We could also get to see my grandparents in this episode. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Lastly, episode 10 is the Dark Castle. It reminds me of Darkblade, so it's possible that Darkblade will be re-akumatized in this episode. He was powerful already, but if Lila can improve his powers, he will be a force to be reckoned with. It also sounds like the castle in Marinette's fairy tale, as well as the story of Dark Grimalkin and Scarlet Fate. Episode 11, Revelator. It sounds like this episode will be similar to Revelation. I'm not going to have too high hopes, but I want to see the identity reveal in this episode. After 5 seasons of Miraculous, they must show us the identity reveal.
See?
It's also possible that Ladybug could find out that Lila is the new Hawk Moth, or vice versa. Lila finds out about Ladybug. Episode 12 is Reckless Driver. At first, I couldn't figure out what this reckless driver could be, besides this.
You drive like a maniac!
But it's possible that it's an akumatized villain that causes chaos, or perhaps a villain with a car that has an akumatized form, like Roger Cop, causing a rampage in the city. Episode 13 is Iari Goen, which seems to be a rerun of Iari Goen.
Best he can do is a rerun of Iari Goen?
However, I don't understand how Iari Goen will be more useful than before, unless she has more powers. It also shows that Tsurugi is working with Lila, just like she worked with my father, Monarch. Episode 14 is Grendeeper. At first I was like, But seriously, I think Gigantine will return in this episode. If so, it will be a foolish thing to do. I thought she was smarter. If she gives him some unique powers, it will be a sight to see. Lastly, episode 15 is the ruler. Maybe in this episode, Lila will be shown as the ruler of Paris, as she will be the most powerful, similar to Heroes Day. On the other hand, it's also possible that this episode will feature some akumatized villain with the power to rule over the world, similar to Maledictator or Scarlet Moth. What do you think about it? Tell me in the comments. Episode 16 is No, which means quiet and peaceful, reminding me of Rose. So it's possible that this episode will focus on Pigella and the pig Miraculous. No is the Greek name for Noah. So this episode could also focus on a flood or a boat, like Captain Hardrock. Episode 17 is A Fairy Goodnight. It reminds me of Fairy Marinette.
I always wanted to be the knitting fairy in real life.
This episode will probably be similar to Sandboy, but instead of nightmares, it will feature dreams. It could also involve fairy like akumatized villains, like Bafana's fairies. What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Episode 18 is the Dirtifiers. I think they must be akumatized villains that cause chaos and rampage, like Supadis. It could also be similar to episode Action, focusing on pollution or cleaning Paris. Episode 19 is Regenerazione, which means regeneration. We could see the return of old characters or the appearance of a new one. This could also involve an akumatized villain with regenerative powers. There's also a possibility of regenerating a Centimonster in this episode, as Argos is the new holder of the Peacock Miraculous. Lastly, episode 20 is Heart Fixer. It could focus on a few different things, like the return of old villains like the Dark Cupid or the Heart Hunter, which sounds similar. But it could also focus on character relationships, like a new development in Adrian and Marinette's love story, Felix and Kagami's relationship, or a Lady Noir episode. What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Episode 21 is The Chain Titans. It reminds me of Strike Back and Yan Luoshi. It's possible that the giant akumatized villains from previous episodes will return in this one.
Get them, my giants! Destroy Ladybug and Cat Noir, and anyone else who tries to stand in your way!
It's also possible that some new villains will appear in this episode, calling themselves the Chain Titans. Being Titans, they hold the power to cause havoc in Paris, destroying everything in their path. Episode 22 is Lady Chaos. We're thinking the same thing. Ladybug will probably be akumatized in this episode as Lady Chaos. We've been waiting for her to actually get akumatized as a supervillain, not as a superhero, like when she got akumatized by Betterfly as Lady Biquity in the Reverse Dimension special. Episode 22 of Seasons 3 and 4 was Cat Blanc and Ephemeral, respectively. In both these episodes, I got akumatized. So, in this episode, Ladybug will get akumatized by Lila. As per the name, Lady Chaos will cause a lot of chaos in Paris. Episode 23 is Sad Nancy, so Alia's elder sister Nora will be akumatized in this episode. As she got akumatized before as Anansi, Sad Nancy must be an upgraded version of Anansi. Episode 24 is Queen of the Dread Zone, and Queen mostly refers to Chloe. So Chloe will return in this episode. Most likely she will be akumatized by Lila to cause chaos in Paris. After becoming the mayor of Paris in episode 23 of season 5, we thought that was the end of Chloe, as she was sent back to London. But she's back and causing trouble again. Now, for the last 2 episodes. Episode 25 is Secret Protocol. This episode will probably focus on Lila's final and secret plan and its preparations. She must have been preparing for this plan throughout the season against Ladybug and Cat Noir. The finale, episode 26, Nemesis, will show its execution. In the episode, Ladybug will face her biggest nemesis, Lila, who was hiding in plain sight all this time. Nemesis could also be the name for the Akuma villain that will play a crucial role in the finale. Lila must do something more than what Monarch did in Season 5's finale, which I think is very hard, if not impossible. What do you think about it? Tell me in the comments. That's it for today. The Miraculous London special was also filled with many mysteries, so check out my analysis video on it. Subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.